Hey guys, welcome back. Our last tutorial we covered some loops, and now we're going to do some if statements and operators. First, let's cover the operators. There is the assignment operator, the comparison operator. There's a couple others like bitwise that you don't need to worry about right now. And an assignment operator is just something like this: name equals Joseph. It's this little equal sign, and this assigns the value of Joseph to name. A comparison operator is more like um, name equals test. This doesn't make name equal Joseph. It's saying is this equal to it, but we have to put that inside an if statement. See, it produces nothing. So let's do an if statement's pretty simple. It's just like this: if our arguments and then our content. So if name equals test, then what? Echo the name is test. Okay? And since that's not the name, nothing appears. Let's do an else statement. And an else statement comes right after the if. So if the name is not test, then we're going to do this. Make sense? And we could even throw in another trick. It's called the else if statement. Now, an if statement must start with if and end with else. If you use an else if statement, it must go between these two. So else if what? Else if name equals Joseph, echo the name is Joseph. So what's going to happen if we lowercase the letter? Let's see. It doesn't work. So PHP can be kind of picky. What if we add 3 equal signs? This means it's the same type. It means it's very strict. Kind of hard to explain, I think, but I'm not going to go into that. Here are some other comparison operators. If name is not equal to Joseph, echo, it's not Joe, else it is Joe. Okay, this means not equal to. There's another thing you can do. Let's say if name and a exclamation point, and the exclamation point equals not. So what is this evaluating? It's saying if name is false. And since name has text inside of it, this makes it true. But what if we had nothing in it? Same thing. What if it was null? It's nothing. So this returns nothing. So if we put name equals false, it's not Joe. But if name is true, it is Joe. Or if name is set to anything, it's true. Okay? What about like numbers? Let's do some numbers. let's say if 10 is greater than 100, say true. Okay? So 10 is not greater than 100. So it went to the else statement. Now you can also do things and throw in more parameters. Let's say if 10 is greater than 5, we know that's true. So we get true. And if you want to do and, you do and. 5 is greater than 1. So both of these conditions must be met in order for true to be outputted. Okay? But if you have 10 is greater than 5 and 5 is greater than 7, this one's false. And this requires both of these to be true. So we get false. You can use an OR statement, which is two pipes. That means only one of these have to be true in order for this if statement to render true. So we know 10 is greater than 5, 5 is not greater than 7, but since this is true, it says true. Okay? There is also one that you might not use a lot. It's called XOR. And basically it means one of these have to be true and one of these have to be false, but they both can't be false and they both can't be true. Kind of confusing. So this is just kind of a basic rundown. I hope it makes sense. And just to overview one more time, if name equals test, if name equals test, echo test. Else if name equals blah, echo blah. Else echo unknown. There we go. So it's pretty easy to follow the logic once you play with it a few times. And also, this usually isn't recommended, but sometimes I suppose if you like things a certain way, you don't have to have these brackets, only if you have one statement after it. So this is legitimate, and this all is considered one block. See, we get the same result. But if you wanted to do two things after it like this, you're going to have a problem. Okay? So I don't know what people's opinion is on this. I use it sometimes for simple things, but for the most part, try to use these little squiggly brackets. Alright,